Namaste, welcome. Thanks for coming to class today. This class is focusing on a balanced body of life. We'll be balancing the opposites to find our center, to be able to create harmony in our internal and external environment. How will we do this? Through our awareness and our actions. So we'll learn about how a good, strong foundation helps us find our roots. It helps stabilize us from the ground all the way up through our bodies. This will be involving creating some muscular engagement to create strength and stability in our foundation and up through our body. We will also balance that action with an action of organic extension, and this is going to cultivate length through our body out of our strength. And this brings a sense of flexibility and space to our mind and body complex. So through these balanced energetic expressions that we're going to be playing with today, what happens is life tends to easily flow through this body of life that you've been given. So today you'll need a blanket, 2 blocks, and a strap. Take a moment though as you sit tall and find your seat of power to close your eyes, draw your palms together to the heart center, and bring your finger pads pressing gently the knuckles of your palms, the heels of your palms, and let the thumb rest against your breastbone. And I'd like for you to contemplate for your intention of your practice today. Does the manner in which you live your life reflect your morals and values in life? We'll begin today's practice at the top of your mat, so come to standing in Tadasana mountain pose. Take a moment to map out your feet and find the 4 cornerstones of your feet. And then find the center as you press through the heel and the balls of the feet. Lift and spread your toes. Feel that energy, that muscular engagement as you lift through the kneecaps and engage the thigh muscles. Gently release the toes back down. Inhale, float your arms up. As you exhale, hug in till you feel that muscular engagement as you pull to the center into that body of life. Inhale. As you exhale, slowly release all the way back down, maintaining that muscular engagement. Inhale, root down, rise all the way up, hugging into the midline. Exhale, slowly release back down again. Take one more. Inhale, rise, open, stretch. Feeling that rebounding energy as you root from the pelvis into the feet, and then from the pelvis pulling all the way back up through the spine and out through your fingertips. On your exhale, float it all the way back down again. We'll add a little balancing by coming up onto the toes and the balls of your feet. Find your drishti or your focal point. On your inhale, push to pull yourself all the way up. Squeeze into the midline. As you exhale, slow the heels down so that when the arms release all the way down, the fingertips and the heels join. Inhale, push to pull up, coming back up into palm tree pose. You may be swaying like a palm tree. And on your exhale, slowing the lowering of the heels, because the slower you go, the more strength that you're cultivating here. And then we'll do one more. Inhale, push to pull yourself all the way up, hugging into the midline, squeezing, engaging all that is in this body of life. And as you exhale, slowly start to release back down, slowing the heels as you lower the fingertips toward the earth. On your next inhale, just stretch your arms forward. Exhale, hug in. Inhale. As you exhale, reach your seat back here. Now take a moment, just round into your navel so you can feel the lift of the lower belly and the lengthening of the lower back. Hold here and breathe in Utkatasana chair. Draw the arm bones back and get stability through the shoulder girdle. On your next inhale, push down into the foundation, pull yourself back up, hugging the midline. And exhale, draw the arms back down by your side. Go ahead and grab your block. We're just going to intensify that muscular engagement. You're going to bring one between the thighs and then grab another one, and you're going to bring them between the palms of the hands. Make sure that when you press into this block that you're pressing equally through these four cornerstones so that you're engaging through the medial and lateral sides of your arm bones. Coming back into Tadasana, finding your focal point. Inhale, rise. As you exhale, slowly start to release back into your seat. Inhale, push down, rise back up, open up, stretch up, keep hugging the midline. As you exhale, come right back down into that chair. If you want more, you can add the arms overhead. If that's too much on your lower back, then just bring the arms back forward. Inhale, push yourself to pull back up to center. And exhale, lower the arms down. We're going to keep the blocks just to maintain that strengthening action and maintain that muscular engagement. So we're going to add rocking chair next. So we'll be coming up onto the toes and the balls of the feet again. We'll take it in segments. Inhale. Stretch forward. As you exhale, sit back in your chair. Inhale, come up onto the balls of the feet and the toes. Exhale, hold and breathe. On your next inhale, stay up on the toes. Come all the way back up. Squeezing the midline. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Hug, hug, hug. And as you exhale, start to lower down again, trying to release the arms and the heels back down to the earth together. Good. Release your blocks here. Coming back into mountain pose, find Tadasana. Take a moment just to enjoy the flow of your breath, feeling some new energy flowing through your body, bringing life into your body. And then draw the palms together at the heart center. Press through your finger pads and those four cornerstones. Let the thumbs rest right at the breastbone. Closing your eyes and then press the hands together enough to where you start to feel muscular engagement from your hands all the way up through the arm bones and into the upper back, into your shoulder blades. Take a moment and feel the energy you've already created, honoring this body of life as we use our practice to bring more life into our body. Slowly release the hands. Let's come back and continue to use the blocks to bring more awareness and activation with those engagements that we're working toward. On your inhale, hug in, coming into Utita Hasta. Lift. As you exhale, slowly release all the way into Uttanasana, forward fold. Draw your shoulders away from your ears. And then notice, did you shift in your foundation? So if you're rocking your hips back and you're more in your heels and your toes and your feet are light, find center. You may have to bend your knees if your hamstrings are tight, but honor where you are. Meet yourself on the mat where you are. And then begin to fold deeply into your essence, stepping into that flow of life, breathing deeply. On your next inhale, maintain that strong foundation. Come to Ardha Uttanasana, a half lift. As you exhale, fold back inwardly again, deepening at your pace. Bending the knees to honor the hamstring, especially if it's really tight and pulling at your sits bones, because you certainly do not want to injure that because it takes a long time to heal if you detach or overstretch that tendon that's attached to the sits bone. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Feel the pit of your belly lift. Feel that nice line of energy from tail to crown. And as you exhale, fold back into the ground. And one more. Inhale, lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, release. Bring your hands to your hips. Lift your elbows toward the sky. Inhale, root to rise all the way back up into Tadasana, mountain pose. Let's release the block. But still, with that awareness, maintaining these actions, as we continue to move through our practice today, inhale, stretch your arms up overhead, hugging the midline, just as if you had a block in your hands and your thighs. Exhale, hold, catch your right wrist. Inhale, lengthen out of your hips, squeeze in toward your ears. And as you exhale, gently crescent to your left side, opening up through the right side. Now, if this left arm is just dropping down, see if you can pull up and create some active muscular engagement through the left side also. So you want to feel like not only are we opening and stretching through the right, but we're opening and lifting out of our left side at the same time, maintaining equal balance through the foundation of both feet and toes are relaxed. Inhale, push down to pull yourself back to center. Catch the other wrist. As you exhale, move all the way to the right side now. So the hips are not kicking out or moving out, they're fixed. So think about from your feet, those four cornerstones anchoring you, but feel the muscular engagement as it draws up through the leg bones, like you're sipping that strength of Mother Earth out of the earth into the core of the pelvis. Inhale, bring yourself back through to center. Exhale, take the other wrist and crescent over to that left side. This time we're going to add a little variation and add a little hip action into it. Bend your knees a little bit, and then you're going to step this right foot over to the outside of the mat on the left, and then slowly pull your thighs toward each other. There's that hugging of the midline again, and slowly start to stretch and open a little deeper into that crescent shape, adding that hip into it. On your next inhale, bend that left knee, push down, step back into your center of power. Exhale, switch. Inhale, lengthen and stabilize. Exhale, take it over to the right side again. Pause, lift that right arm up. Bend your knees a little bit. You're going to step your left foot now off to the side. Your inner thighs are hugging in. Begin to re-extend through the bones of the legs as you open up through that left side body. Inhale, bring yourself back to center, rebend the right knee. Exhale, step back into your power. Inhale, release the wrist and stretch and spread your fingers. As you exhale, float the arms right back down by your side. Okay, we're going to work on a little bit of balancing. So we're going to work on Vrikshasana tree pose. So find your parallel feet, center. Lift and spread your toes, and you're going to find a focal point. First, you want to root through your right side. So as you ground through that right side, push down, and then we're going to pull the left leg up, flex the toes back towards your shin, and then open the hip and place the foot onto the inner thigh. Find your balance by, again, we're hugging the midline here. And then when you're ready, you can grow your branches, squeezing into the midline, breathing deeply into your body as you push down into your foot, Lift up through your crown and your fingertips. To come out of this, stretch your arms out. Release your knee back to center and release the left foot down. Take a moment to close your eyes again. You feel this energetic flow moving through your body, a sense of just washing away all of the heaviness, the burdens, the worries, everything, and just feeling that sense of energy and flow of life pulsating through you. Moving to the other side, find your grounding energy now. So think these are balancing the opposites. Now your left side will be that stabilizing, grounding, rooted energy. Your right side will be pulling up as much as you're pushing down. When you're ready, find your drishti or your focal path from Tadasana. Ground into the left four cornerstones. Inhale, push to pull up. Flex the toes back towards your shins and find your center of balance here. When you feel balanced, you can open up that right leg here, bringing the foot into the inner thigh or the shin or just above the ankle. As you find the balance of pressing the foot to the thigh and the thigh to the foot, that's that hugging the midline. And then you're going to root to rise up, coming into your tree, squeezing into the midline, balancing. Just like life is, sometimes the river, as we flow, can be turbulent, and sometimes it's very gentle and relaxing. On your next exhale, float your arms back down. Draw the knee back forward and release down. Take a moment to shake it out. Then we're going to just come into a wide-legged straddle split position now. You want to find a nice wide stance so you can start to open up your hips. You want to square your pelvis, lift and spread your toes, and then relax your toes down. Go to the foundation of your feet, and then the outer pinky toe sides are rooting and pressing into the earth. The inner arches are lifting and pulling away from the earth. So there's some opposites to balance just in your feet. Maintain that connection and then start to draw that energy from the feet all the way up into the pelvis, feeling a sense of strength. From feet to pelvis is like a strong mountain. Maintain that. Inhale, rise up. Now hug the midline, squeeze. Even squeeze your legs toward each other so you feel your inner groins and adductors firing as if you're hugging into a big beach ball. Keep extending out of the pelvis, reaching, lengthening. Take another big deep breath in. As you exhale, you're going to lengthen out of your pelvis. So I want you to be conscious as you're melting your heart forward and extending your spine. You're not rocking back in your heels, and you're not lifting your heels and they're getting lighter by coming more towards your toes. You should still be able to lift your toes, and you should still feel balanced between the balls of the feet and the heel of the feet. Pause here. Connect to your core body. Make sure there's lift in the lower body, length in the lower back. Take one more full deep inhale. As you exhale, continue that hinging, lengthening through the spine as you come all the way down into Prasarita Padottanasana, that forward fold. So notice I kind of rocked back in my heels and I felt my balls of my feet get lighter. So I'm going to press a little stronger into the balls of my feet till I feel that balance. And then just allow my upper body to surrender. Surrendering to that body of life, honoring that flow of life. And take one more full deep inhalation and exhalation here. Keep your Head down, slide your palms up to your hip bones and draw your elbows toward the sky, feeling that activation through your shoulder blades as if you're hugging your shoulders to your spine. On your next inhale, root down and hinge all the way up as you rise up, push to pull. Coming back into your center, you're going to turn the right heel in and the right toe out. So we're coming into Utita Trikanasana here. So push that left heel out a little bit. So here's some opposite actions we're balancing too. The front leg's doing more of an external rotation because we don't want that right sits bone and hip kicking out. So you want to think about wrapping that right outer thigh and buttock in toward the midline, feeling that right sits bone align with your right knee. Then you want to square your pelvis up. The back leg is doing more of an internal rotation here. There's a wrapping from the back inwardly. Lift and spread your toes. See if you can feel those four cornerstones from the foundation, and then feeling those spirals in your legs of external and internal. On your inhale, stretch up, reach up. As you exhale, open your arms out strongly like a T shape. Inhale, turn your gaze toward the right fingertips. As you exhale, reach out of the hips and slowly start to move all the way into your version of triangle, Trikanasana. You may need a block under your hand. You may have to bend your knee a little bit, depending on any tightness. Now, the main thing is, did you maintain that muscular engagement as you flowed down? So palpate. Can you feel the strength and the engagement of your quad muscles, or did you lose that? If you lost it, re-engage and then hug the legs in to feel more stability. And then from the stability, this is where we can start to really extend and lengthen out of that strength we're maintaining. Finding that balance of stability and freedom in the body. On your next inhale, turn your gaze and look down. Exhale, pause. Inhale, push to pull yourself back up through to center. Release the hands. Turn both feet back so toes are facing the long edge of your mat. We're going to open our shoulders on this next round. So interlace your fingers behind your back, or if that's too intense, take your strap behind you, and you can hold your strap behind your back with two hands so that you can work on the shoulder, opener and the chest opener. Let the elbows bend first and let your, if you're holding the strap, just let it rest against the pelvis, or if you're interlaced, use your index and thumb side of your fist against the sacrum on the pelvis. Engage fully, lift and spread your toes. Feel that muscular engagement. Relax your toes, engage the fronts of your thighs. Inhale, lengthen out of the pelvis as you root down. Exhale, begin to extend the arm bones. As your heart starts to open and expand, feel that lengthening and strengthening happening simultaneously. Breathe deeply. On your next inhale, slowly use your hip hinge and start to slowly melt the heart all the way down toward the earth. As you release the heart space, stretch the arms up and over toward the back of the head. On your next inhale, root down, rise all the way back up. Exhale, release. Release the clasp. Turn your left heel in and your left toe out. And then you're going to push the right heel out. So we're going to create those opposites of now the left leg is externally rotating, and the right thigh is gently internally rotating. Again, press through the outer pinky toe side of the foot, lift the arch of the foot, and then work on squaring the hips. Maintaining that engagement and that muscular stability. Inhale, stretch the arms up. Exhale, turn your gaze over the fingertips. Inhale. As you exhale, begin to lengthen into your variation of triangle Trikanasana, opening and expanding those lines of strength through the lengthening from core of the body out through the periphery of the body. Breathe deeply into your body, maintaining that muscular strength. Keep lengthening from that place, opening. On your inhale, turn your gaze forward. Exhale, hold. Inhale, push to pull yourself back into your center. Exhale, release. Turn both feet back to center. And then turn your right foot back toward the front of the mat. You're going to bend the knee, spin your back heel up. Inhale, and now step into your power, into Tadasana, mountain pose. Take a moment as you stand in mountain pose. Close your eyes if balance. Is it too challenging there for you? If it is, maybe you just barely crack your eyes open, the eyelids, and gaze down. Maintaining that sense of turning inward into that internal environment of feeling the flow of life moving through you. From here, open your eyes. You may want to separate your feet just a little bit. Inhale, stretch your arms forward, draw the shoulders back into the back body. Exhale, reach your seat back. And just continue the descent to where you feel you can go. We're working toward Malasana. So if the heels pop up, don't worry about it. Draw your palms together now. Bring the thumbs toward the breastbone. So let's play with those opposite actions here. My palms are pulling in to where I feel the muscular engagement from hands all the way up through my arm bones into my shoulders. And then from the arm bones, I'm pushing out into my thighs. My thighs are pulling in toward my arm bones. And then the last component, feel like you're pulling the prayer down deep into that heart space, and you're stretching and lengthening up through the spine from the tail up through the crown of the head. Let your jaw relax, let your face be soft. Take a moment to embrace everything in life that has come your way. The good, the bad, the ugly, the beautiful, everything. This is how life flows. What do we learn from it? What is life teaching us? Are we continuing to fall back in the same habits and patterns that bring pain and suffering? Or did we learn and now we know how to utilize this deep awareness and connection to ourselves to not allow that to happen, or to get ourselves out of it quickly and not be stuck in it? Slowly release the prayer. You're going to come all the way down onto your seat. You can face the long side of your mat. We'll stretch the right leg toward the right corner of the mat. Bring the left heel inward toward the left thigh, or if that's too much, bring it to the right. Okay, take a moment to just kind of wiggle and find those sits bones so you feel equally grounded in your pelvis. Go to your right heel, dig the right heel down like you're pushing it down, and then draw it back towards your pelvis so you can feel that engagement through the back of the leg. Press through the ball of the foot, and then lift the kneecap and engage that thigh. So feel this energy of a strong line of energy as an anchor line. Bring your awareness to this left foot now. Notice how you may be collapsing and dumping into this outer malleolus bone here. Push through the ball of your foot just enough to feel a slight lift there, as if you could slide a piece of paper between the mat and your outer malleolus bone, that protruding ankle bone. Maintain that support. Inhale, stretch your arms up, lengthen through your side bodies. As you exhale, start to reach forward, but don't roll forward or out of the sits bones. Bring your fingertips. So I'll stop short a little bit, and you may have to do that too. But bring your palms down and then push the earth away from you so you can really feel the sits bones and the pelvis ground back stronger into the earth. Now from that place of strength and stability, start to move out, not waist bending. So I'm pulling the lower ribs away from my pelvis instead of rounding like a cat. I'm maintaining the natural curves of my spine as I start to lengthen. So the lower body is strengthening so we can manage the lengthening and surrendering through the upper body. You can drop your forearms down if that's accessible, and then just keep your head a natural extension of your spine. Not trying to lift up and dump into the cervical and not drawing your chin to your chest. Just gaze between your arms. And if you can stay grounded, you can go all the way into your version of your forward fold. Whatever feels good to you. Take one more full deep inhalation and exhalation. On your inhale, push down to pull your spine more up. As you exhale, slowly bring yourself back up into center. Your hands now will come on either side of the right thigh. Inhale, lift. Exhale, twist. Inhale, lift. Exhale, twist. So in order to maintain this length through your side bodies and maintain the twist, you may need a strap to help you get there, so you're not collapsing down toward the navel. Inhale. As you exhale, now slowly begin to hip hinge as you pull your heart towards your foot, finding that length, finding that strength to sustain. So I'm really focusing more on this strengthening through my lower body, because that's allowing my upper body to feel a sense of lightness and buoyancy and a sense of melting. And it's like a nice pulsation, a nice flow. And then you can start to go as deep as you would like to go, as long as you're not uprooting from your foundational sits bones and your lower body maintains that stability. On your next inhale, slowly bring yourself back to center. Exhale, hold. Bend your right knee, gently bring your right leg in. Stretch your left leg out. We'll go right back to those same actions again. So find the sits bones, find center so you don't feel like you're being pushed forward toward the front of the sits bones or pulled back toward the back of the sits bones. You'll know because you'll be more toward your pubic bone if you're more in front of them, and you'll be more toward your tailbone if you're too posteriorly tilted. Flex the toes back toward your shin, press through the ball of the foot, and then dig that heel down into the earth like a root, and then draw that energy back toward the pelvis. And then bring your awareness to this right foot, push out through the big toe ball mound, and that'll give you a little lift. And then your ankle will be spacious. You won't be sickling it or dumping into one side of it. Inhale, push down to pull up, stretch up, look up. As you exhale, begin to hinge forward here. Release your hands down. Maybe walk it out a little bit. If you want to go deeper, you can start to melt your heart and surrender. Surrender to that body of life. Take a moment as you're kind of turning inward and contemplate what type of life is currently existing in this body. Ask yourself that. Is it the life you choose? Is it the life you want? Is it a life somebody else wants? Is it a life because your addictions and your bad habits and patterns are creating the pain and suffering, so life is chaos? On your next inhale, push down, bring yourself back up. Slowly revolve to your left side, bring your hands on either side of the left leg. Inhale, lengthen your spine. As you exhale, begin to deepen into that twist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Slowly from here, maintain that rotation, feeling the right side of your body move toward the left leg. The left side of your rib cage moves back. And then slowly start to hinge. So I'm maintaining that lift of the lower ribs. I'm not dumping down into it, and maintaining the length as best as I can as I start to fold inwardly. And I work at leading with the heart space and feeling deep within the core of the body. And then take some slow, deep inhales and exhales here. On your next inhale, root down, rise back up again. This time, bend the knee and then draw this leg in and just take a moment. Find a comfortable seat. Turn your palms upward. Close your eyes. Take a moment for reflection, connection, sensation, and liberation. Slowly, gently open the eyes. We're going to bring both legs out. So stretch your right leg out, then stretch your left leg out. Bring your palms down, push up, and feel like you're sticking your buttocks back a little bit. You're going to be more toward the front of the sits bones and really press down and then root in with the tailbone to bring you back upright into center. So you're in the center of your sits bones now. You may want your strap also to bring around the arches of your feet on both feet, because we're going to move right back into a forward bend here. Okay, so what I want you to be conscious of, that rooting down through the heels and dragging back and pressing down and then working on engaging the quads and lifting the kneecaps so you have strong stability through these lines of energy. You want to maintain that so they don't move. Because as you start to use your hip hinge to pull forward, you don't want your legs rolling. They should stay fixed. So I want you to be conscious of that when you start to move into that forward fold. If you feel you don't have the core strength to lengthen up and then come out this way, start here. And then you can slowly start to walk out at your pace and just kind of monitoring if you can't feel or not sure, I should say, if your legs are rotating. Okay, so find your variation of what works for you. Stay with your breath. Another variation I'm showing is this is more strengthening. So you can either have the strap around your feet, or you can hold your toes, draw your collarbones and your shoulders back, keep your head a natural extension of your spine, and then work it this way. So this requires you to work your legs a lot stronger, work your core a lot stronger, and breathe deeply here. Wherever you're at, slowly begin to inhale, bring yourself back upright again. Exhale, bend one knee, bring that foot in, bring the other knee, bring that foot in. Take a moment just to lengthen up. As you press down through your sits bones, pull up through your spine. Inhale, stretch your arms up, and then really stretch, lengthening through all four sides of the body. Draw your palms together. Pull in, feel that muscular engagement. Maintain that as you float the prayer back into your heart center. And then release the palms out. Take a moment to just sit with the energy of your practice today, feeling the flow of life moving through you. Again, taking time to reflect on your actions. This is a wonderful practice also mentally. Slowly, gently open your eyes. We're going to do a pranayama practice, a balancing breath. It's called Nadi Shuddhi. So that is without breath retention. And then there's Nadi Shodhana, which is with breath retention. So we're going to do Nadi Shuddhi to do a balancing breath, which also balances our feminine and masculine energy. It balances our nervous system. It balances the right and left side of our brain. So let's take a moment to really focus on building that pranic flow within us, that life force. You're going to bend your index and middle finger, draw your right thumb to your right nostril. Slowly begin sipping the breath through the left nostril. Close your left nostril and slowly exhale through the right. So you want to balance the breath here. So let's begin with a 4 count. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Closing your right nostril, exhale left, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale left, 4, 3, 2, 1. Close left, exhale right, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale right, 4, 3, 2, 1. Closing right, exhale left, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale left, 4, 3, 2, 1. Close left. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhaling right. 4, 3, 2, 1. Close right. Exhale left. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale left, 4, 3, 2, 1. Close left. Exhale right, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release your hands. Return back to your natural flow of breath. Take a moment to pause, soften, and feel. So do a minimum of 5 rounds at least if you do your Nadi Shuddhi without breath retention between the inhale and exhale. And at the end of the inhale and end of the exhale. Slowly open your eyes. You're welcome to take Shavasana, but thank you for joining me for class today. Take a deep breath in, stretch your arms up, join the palms. Give yourself a squeeze in. As you exhale, draw to the heart center. Thank you for sharing your practice with me today in this practice of balancing this body of life and bringing life to this body. From my heart to yours, namaste.